Okay, so Riot have just dropped the Neeko gameplay update. So if people haven't seen this, it was announced a few months ago where Neeko, instead of just being able to transform into, teammates, champions and sort of play with that, now you're going to be able to turn into what I believe is plants and stuff around the maps, minions, monsters. I imagine still champions. So yeah, looks really interesting. Looks like it's going to be a ton of fun, but also, obviously really frustrating to play against solo queue. So thought I'd just have a look and talk through this. So the first thing is that Neeko Q throws a seed that blooms to deal X amount of damage, and if it kills a unit or hits a champion or large monster, it will bloom again. Extra 2 blooms. So this is pretty much the exact same thing as what's currently, in the game. Okay, so the W shapeshifter. I don't know if the names are the same or different. I'm not a massive Neeko player. I played Neeko a little bit when the on-hit thing was really popular. So every 3 auto attacks deals X amount of damage and increases your movement speed for 10% for 1 second. I believe that's the same. Neeko becomes invisible for 0.5 and projects a clone that lasts 3 seconds. Neeko and the clone gain movement speed. Activate again to command the clone to a new target location. So that's different. You're going to be able to play around like LeBlanc W, be a real trickster, which I think this character is meant to be one of those sort of trickster characters. E looks pretty much the same. So for those of you that don't know, she throws out a skill shot, it snares, and then it snares for more once you hit other characters. And the ultimate, sorry, and the ultimate is still going to be the same sort of circular around you ability, but instead now she knocks people in the air, I believe. I'm sure it'll show us in a bit. It's still hidden when disguised, so this video is done by Skin Spotlights. You guys can I'm sure you guys all know who they are, but let's see the passive. So we see her turn into a little chicken. I really would like to see whether you can just stand on a chicken and look like a camp, or if it's going to still be a bit goofy, because the issue with Neeko is once you've turned into one of your allied champions at the moment, it's a bit goofy to try and like pretend that you're, I don't know, an Ashe or a Lee Sin. You can kind of tell straight away by the damage, so I guess it's not going to show us, but the attack range is the same. I imagine you can still find ways to trick junglers. I imagine this is going to be a Menace to play against. So there we see the Q, it's popping 3 times. You see the W moving around as he's reenacting it. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's the snare. This is the big snare. See, this will last a lot longer, and then these two will pretty much the same time when you take into account that this gets hit first and then that. So, So it's pretty cool. When normally she'd come down and sort of stun, as she's coming down, now she brings people up, so it's going to be a bit harder. I think it's going to be a bit harder to like dodge it. The CC comes in a little bit before the damage, I imagine. You get pulled in the air. Okay, so it's just showing that you can turn into big, like larger monsters as well, I guess. You don't really get to see from the Katarina's perspective. Yeah, I think they're just gonna like mess around now. So it's pretty interesting if you ask me. I think this is gonna definitely, if you get a good matchup where you can shove, so maybe against melee champions like Katarina, not only can you get the shove and be really annoying in the jungle and try and catch someone out with an ignite and a burst on electrocute, but also you're going to be the same champion that likes people coming into you, that has that big AoE sort of self. Yeah, sorry about that. My friend joined Discord and we ended up chatting for a few hours. the last point I was just making was that she's still going to have that self-peeling ultimate. She's still going to want people to come into her. What do you guys think about this rework? I think it's really interesting. I think that junglers are going to hate it because they're going to pop up. She's going to pop up all over your jungle with ignite and full combo you with electrocute or something, and she's going to annoy you. Overall, though, I think it'll be a champion that you can get quite creative with, which is interesting and exciting. Feel like she's pretty underplayed at the moment and doesn't really do what she's meant to do. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks as always. Peace.